Hey you guys, last video in the OS section, we're going to see if you can have a little bit of fun with some Linux stuff. So we're going to launch our virtual machine tool once again, and this time we're going to create a new virtual machine and we're going to build it for Linux. So we're going to install the OS later again, and we're going to choose Linux this time. What I want you to do here is I want you to take a look at the kinds of Linux that the virtual machine supports out of the box, meaning these are natively supported. So like CentOS or Debian or Fedora or Mandrake or Mandriva or OpenSUSE or Red Hat. Well, you're not going to be able to get Red Hat Enterprise, but Fedora is the user version of Red Hat. Um, there's also things like Ubuntu. Ubuntu is probably the most supported Linux out there, but you're going to want to choose something like that. And let me see. I'll try to get one that's a little bit, Debian's a pretty solid one to get. Debian 864-bit, for instance. So we'll go next there. And again, it's going to try and store it in the same spot. I'm gonna tell it to put it in a different spot though. I'm gonna put it on my E drive instead. We'll see if it'll let me do that. As my computer, Stripe storage, E drive, and I'm just gonna make a new folder for it. Let's see, we'll just make a new folder and call it Debian VM, and there we go. And we hit OK, and sure enough, there it is, like I wanted it. I hit next, and it says only 20 gigs for this, which is fantastic. And I'm gonna leave that as default. Hit next. And it only needs 512 megs of RAM, but I'm going to give it a bit more because I want it to be beefy and have a good time. I got lots of RAM to spare. I'm even going to give it another core. What the heck, let's see if we can get this thing to really crunch and crank. So I'm going to hit close here and then finish here, and there it is, ready to rumble. But once again, I got to have an ISO to install this thing. So where do we go? Well, I want you to go to the internet, and I want you to go to a website called DistroWatch.com. DistroWatch is a place where they conglomerate or aggregate all kinds of different versions of Linux. And if you look over here, it's got a list of the ones that are most frequently downloaded. And sure enough, Debian's right there at number 2. We click on it, and it gives you a little bit of background on Debian, and it shows you the places that you can actually get it from. So we're going to look for the download link right here. Let's see here. Should be real close by. Just got to find the right one. Download mirrors right there. So Debian.org. So we'll see if we can find that. It's available for download all over the place. Let's see here. List of Debian mirrors. The mirrors are a bunch of websites that have the same thing, but it's so that one website doesn't get destroyed by it. We do want an ISO image, so we'll see if we can get a CD image download page. And let's see if we can do that right here. We don't want to buy them. We do want to download. So you can use Jigdude, BitTorrent, or you can just use regular old HTTP or FTP. And let's see if we can do that right there, that option. And it says official CD DVD images. It's a stable release, and that's stable. This is alpha or beta stuff. So we'll go stable, and it'll jump us down to the stable releases here. We got CD at 650 gig or DVD at 4.4 gig. That's pretty large. You can choose whichever you want. I think if you do 4.4 gig, you might have to do that at home. If we do CD, let's see. This is image files, so this may be a collection of what goes into this guy over here. At any rate, it's going to take a while, and when you look at what you can download over here, you want to choose AMD64. That's the one that's going to be the easiest to work with what we've got, and we're going to look for that ISO file, and let's see if we can find that thing. There it is down there. Debian ISO. So it's 1, 2, 3 DVDs. That's a pretty healthy, large operating system. Good gracious. It's even got a couple of ISOs too, or a couple of updates as well. Anyway, you would click on this one and you'd ask the computer to boot to that when you had it downloaded, in the same way that we had our virtual machine boot to the Windows ISO from before. So this one's probably a little bit too large to do exactly what we wanted. Maybe if we go look at Ubuntu, it might be a little bit smaller and maybe a little easier to get a hold of the ISO. So let's just check that as well. And you'd have to go back and blow away your virtual machine and build it for Ubuntu instead. But we should be able to find a similar thing here. Let's see here. There's download mirrors right there. And here we go, Ubuntu 14.04 LTS. That's long-term support, as you can see outlined right there. 64-bit. There's our download. We can click on that. And then they'd like for you to donate because it helps their cause tremendously. And I think you can just click on this over here because we're a nonprofit anyway. We're just working for education stuff. And it'll start downloading over here. This is only a 1 gig file, so it's not too terribly large, and it will eventually download as an ISO. And then we can again make the virtual machine boot to that. And I'm gonna leave the rest of it up to you guys to see if you can figure it out. Good luck with Ubuntu or whatever other Fedora or Linux you're using on virtual machines. Hopefully you can get it running and have a blast with it. Explore without having anything to worry about. Thanks again for watching the vid, and we'll talk to you guys next time.